On day one of the MTN Polokwane Rally, Leroy Polter stamped his authority from early on, while a puncher cost title contender Conrad Rotenbach a lot of time. Other notable retirements included JP Damso with irreparable suspension damage, and Enzo Kuhn, who saw his left rear wheel overtaking. Title contender Johnny Gemmell lost a lot of time with mechanical problems, while Jan Habich retired due to right rear suspension failure. Polter, however, won 4 of the 9 stages to take a slender lead into day 2.
Stage number 10 at the beginning of another long day. Schulenburg number 1, just over 11 kilometers, and sand was going to be the story of the day.
Just north of Polokwane, we've got 24 runners out of the original 34 starters ready to take on day 2, and Polter, first on the rally, first on the road, leading second by 2.8 seconds.
He needs to run and hide at the moment because the rest of the guys are closing him down. He was the strongest competitor of day number 1. He had a lot of problems, and he's very lucky to be leading this rally at the moment. He now needs to stamp it.
Fecken and Pierre Aris in the BP Volkswagen Polo, they've even lost their number, as you can see on the right rear window there.
New gearbox as well. They had those gearbox problems towards the end of day number 1. It's back in there, it's brand new. You should be able to still run good times.
Grenier just those 6.1 seconds off the pace, in 3rd position at the moment, and absolutely flying.
Need to turn left eye, no cut, tight. Turn left eye, no cut, tight. Into gate, turn, hip and right. Into gate, turn, hip and right. Yeah. Hip and right. Into left 4 opens. Into left 4 opens. Into long left 4 in for 500.
Rotenbach spent the second half of day number 1 on the comeback trail. He took a stage victory. He started out day number 2 with another victory.
2 right. 200 max dip. 200 max dip and 180.
Neil de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford currently in 5th position overall, just about a minute off the pace.
And try as the team might, the clutch was irreparable overnight. They actually could not remove it from the vehicle. So this is going to be de Villiers all day long with no clutch.
That's going to be a big ask. Charles Wilken and Greg Godridge in the Basil Reed Ford Fiesta currently in 6th position overall.
Changed suspension overnight, so they were battling with a little bit of braking there. And then it looks like Ladakon just off the pace on day number 2. Different driver completely to day number 1.
Ryan and Detour in 8th position overall. They're trying to fight off the attentions of Musa and Martin.
Musa still battling with clutch problems. Overnight they found that it actually wasn't a clutch problem, but oil dripping onto the clutch. They've tried a couple of quick fixes to try and get that dialed in.
Johnny Gemmell effectively out of the championship now. He's lying in 11th position overall after day 1 filled with troubles. Chasing down John Williams in 10th place now, but I'm sure his confidence must have been affected.
Yeah, 5th place on this stage and very out of character for Gemmell. Williams, knowing exactly how sandy he was going to be on these stages, plumped for the 195 tyres. They haven't really come into their own just yet, though.
There's Adwell from Zimbabwe, along with our very own Etienne Lawrence, currently in 12th position overall in their Toyota Auris.
And Klaassen, one of the crowd favourites, and has enjoyed some of the flat-out stages. When you get into the tighter stuff, carrying a couple of 100 kilograms more than anyone else, it weighs you down.
Rotenbach carries through his momentum from day 1, taking that Schulenburg stage from Fecken by 2 seconds. And Fecken takes a second off Polter.
Moving on to stage number 11. Ulemans, number 1. Another relatively short stage, just under 17 kilometers, but a lot of high-speed work.
Ergen Fecken currently in 2nd position, only 1.8 seconds behind Leroy Polter, looking at that potential podium position finish for him. And it would be very good after the season he's had.
The top 5 guys in the rally at the moment. That is the story on the road. Rotenbach trying to carry that momentum the whole way through. On this stage, battled ever so slightly to get the power down out the corners. Only 4th place.
Johnny Gemmell pushing very, very hard. Still in 11th position, but he's only 0.6 of a second behind John Williams in 10th.
Still complained at the end of the stage that there was something wrong in the drivetrain, so, you know, the team are going to be scratching their heads on that one.
Grenier currently in 3rd position. He's got Rotenbach behind him. He's got to maintain that gap.
Left 6, bed jump. 90. Right 3 opens into right 6. Right 3 opens into right 6.
Poulter is the man on a mission. He has been this entire rally. It looks like the bush is really suiting him, and coming into the spectator zone, everyone gets an up-close personal view of how to win a stage.
Great to see so many spectators out there. And Poulter takes that stage victory to stretch his lead over Feck and Cronje in second, and Gemmel comes through with the third fastest time in stage 11.
The first stage we went in quite quickly and we took 1 second off the guys, but I see they've woken up and now they've gone and hammered me and taken 7 off me. So yeah, it's going to be a hard day today.
We had the gear shift getting stuck, you know, on downshift, so it's a bit tricky because when you're braking late, you're shifting down, and if you need to grab another gear, it's stuck forward, so you got to first center it and then push it forward. Now it sounds easy, but you know, when you don't have the time, it's difficult to do. So the guys have sorted it out now, so I think we'll be up and running for the next one.
I'm feeling what the other guys felt yesterday, opening the road. It's not easy at all, but you know, we got one more stage left to open the road, and then repeats from there. So then it will be in my favour again.
Stage number 10, essentially a sprint stage, just under 10 kilometers. Verkale, number 1. This is our first visit to this farm today.
Interestingly, the battle at the front between Poulter, Fecken and Cronje is as intense as ever. That's for the overall standings. I see Jan Habich and Robert Paisley have decided to go and spectate after yesterday's disaster. Poulter leading Fecken by 8.2 seconds.
Pushed hard on this stage and found a second in it.
De Villiers currently in 5th position overall as they go underneath the N1 towards Messina. 1.5 minutes off the pace.
Fecken still pushing as hard as he can. We go on board with Ryan. Another example of how tight those gate passes are.
Nicholas Ryan currently still in 8th position at the moment in the Grand Mark International Volkswagen Polo, former works car, and Lateghan still in 7th.
Yeah, not on the form of day number 1, unfortunately, but still looking for a top 10 overall.
John Williams now down to 11th, having been overtaken by Johnny Gemmel, but he looks much happier on day 2.
Yeah, he's a day 2 specialist. Can't figure out day number 1. That's his job to get dialed in for next season.
Now, as far as the championship is concerned, this man, Konrad Rotenbach, currently in 4th position, has a 38-second gap to make up on Mark Cronje ahead of him. Question is, will he be able to do so?
160, Max Kinks bumps, and Max left right through gate.
Cronje will be biting his fingernails all the way through the day today, because all of a sudden he won't be thinking about the rally, he's thinking about the championship.
And right one, left one, and right one, left one, cut right to over junction onto your hidden, cut right to over junction onto your hidden.
Gemmel and Starek in the Castrol Toyota Auris currently up into 10th position overall, but Musa in 9th is way ahead up the road.
Gemmel a long way down on time then, so at this stage of the rally, it's bows and arrows against the lightning.
Charles Wilkin and Greg Godridge in the Basil Reed Ford Fiesta in 6th position overall.
Please don't cut it because he can. Okay, narrow left 9, caution narrow left 9.
And Wilkin would get his first stage win on the rally, just 0.7 of a second ahead of Gemmel. Cronje still solid in 3rd as long as he stays ahead of Rutenbach.
Stage 13, it's a repeat of stage 10. We're back on Schulenburg land. It's 11.4 kilometers of dirt, and Mark Cronje has gone past Hergen Fecken into 2nd position.
Yeah, so I say it's about the rally championship, but Cronje, he is really holding a rally together nicely here, moving himself up there and pushing every single stage all the way to the end.
Leroy Poulter still leading, along with Alvin Coetzee in the Castrol Toyota Auris. That gap over Cronje is only 1.7 seconds.
Gemmel. This is one of the stories of the rally here. They always say, never give up, anything can happen. And Johnny is just praying something happens to the guys up the road so he can try and make up a little bit of numbers towards the end.
And left 8, into long right 4, tightens to 5.
And the best stage result for them, going 2nd fastest in the Sassel Ford Fiesta.
Konrad Rutenbach, the comeback kid of this rally of Polokwane. He is just charging at everything. He's got nothing to lose, and he takes another stage victory to really dial in day number 2 early on.
Yeah, he won it earlier today when it was stage 10, and this time it was 4 seconds quicker. And look at that, only 3.5 seconds between the top 5 in this stage.
This is your results then after 13 stages of racing on this rally. Polter is leading things out by 1.7 seconds. There is nothing in it. Cronje is looking dangerous.
Wilkins still in 6th, but closing in on De Villiers in 5th. And Johnny Gemmell moves into the top 10.
Stage 14, Ulemans 2. We've already done this stage on stage 11, so the drivers should know their way around this, and we'll see faster times coming out.
Yeah, the big question is, what about the situation as far as the championship is concerned? How are they playing it? What are the tactics involved?
It's difficult. You got to push for the win, and we're trying to defend the championship. So it's a bit of a catch-22 at the moment.
Polter and Kassier leading by 1.7 seconds after 14 stages and still flying.
Now with this and just 2 more stages to go, Polter is throwing everything at it. He's not in it for the championship, as he is really over-jumping those jumps and forcing the pace.
Vecken and Aris in the BP Volkswagen Polo currently in 3rd position and 8.7 seconds down.
Jump, stay left, mid. Right 3 opens, into right 6.
Again, for almost all the guys running in the top 5, problems on day number 1, and they have to do it all on day number 2.
Grenier and Houghton in the Sasol Ford Fiesta in 2nd position overall at the moment, 1.7 seconds behind Leroy Polter and Alvin Kassier, but they are looking at the championship situation.
30, late 4 left plus. 30 neat left, into 1 right plus long.
It's day number 2, and Rautenbach has already taken 2 stage victories on the day. He would go on in this stage to set the benchmark time.
De Villiers in 5th position at the moment, 1.5 minutes off the pace, but he's only 9 seconds ahead of this man. Charles Wilkin is pushing hard to try and catch up.
De Villiers' clutch problems holding him back, and Wilkin is eating into that time. Looks like Ladachan still can't find the form that he had on day number 1, but a 5th place is a solid run on this stage.
Protecting his 8th position overall, Nicholas Ryan along with Armand de Tooy. They are 2.5 minutes off the pace and now about 20 seconds ahead of their nearest opposition.
And this onboard shows how perfectly the Ulemans landowners did the work on these stages for the drivers to go compete on.
And the next man down the road is Mohamed Musa along with Grant Martin in the Team Total Toyota Auris. 20 seconds to make up. Johnny Gemmell is flying. He's in 10th position overall, closing that gap all the time, but it's a huge gap to close.
Williams seems to go from one good stage to a bad stage, unfortunately. No problems, just off the pace.
Atwell and Lawrence in 12th position overall at this point, and in 13th, Sebastian Klaassen and Cindy Harding in the monster Subaru WRX.
Ulemans stage number 14, then it was Rautenbach taking another victory on the rally ahead of Vecken, who had a great run on that stage to finish ahead of Polter, Cronje and Ladachan.
Yesterday, after losing so much time behind Enzo's dust, we knew, you know, today it's just going to be a day of seeing how quick we can go and seeing what positions we can get after the day. And we set out in chasing Janil, and it was 36 seconds, and now it's 2. So it's gone well today, and hopefully 2 stages left. Hopefully we can do it.
It's going pretty well. We had some bad luck, you know, we're struggling without a clutch today, so it makes it a bit tricky in some of the stages where you've got some tight corners. But, you know, we just got to try and get through.
From the Ulemans Service Park to the final dirt stage of the day, stage 15 is a repeat of stage 12, so it's the second time we visit Verkuil. And this is a short one, 9.74 kilometers only on dirt.
Now remember, this has been a day of repeats as well, so Polter knows he's going to be able to push, knows exactly where he can find time if he lost any the first time out, and he's going to just keep it clean, you know, especially through those little gaps in the fences.
Long left 6, into kink right 1 left 2.
Vecken and Aris currently in 3rd position, 5 seconds behind Mark Grenier and Robin Houghton, who surely must now feel that title within their grasp. Currently in 2nd place and well ahead of their main title rival, Conrad Rautenbach, who's only down in 4th behind Ergen Vecken.
Cronje actually lost some time to Vecken on this stage, so 2nd and 3rd are flipping out. Rautenbach, though, you know, day number 2 has been all about this driver. Just amazing form.
De Villiers and Pitchford in a solid 5th position. Oh, they've clipped something there.
That was an inside rock there, and remember, this thing is running without a clutch, so that's going to be a real hard save. You can actually see him parked on the sideline.
Wilken and Godridge going past the stricken Volkswagen there. And, well, after a bad day one, seems the Lady Luck has turned their way.
Yeah, Wilken is just staying in the rally. You've got to be in it to win it, and that's exactly what he'll say when it comes to the flag time.
Latergan still in that 7th position and holding strong. It's going to be a good event for him if he can remain there. Ryan in 8th, same thing there.
Survival of the fittest, and just a few more Ks of dirt to go in this rally.
And another solid performance by Musa and Martin in the team total. Toyota Auris in 9th place.
Actually said after the stage he wished he had no clutch at all, because every time he stomped on it he was losing time. Gemmell still pushing hard on this rally.
And he's closed that gap to Musa now down to about 45 seconds, but he's running out of time and distance, so he's probably going to have to settle for 10th.
Williams, our day number 2 specialist, he's taken a 4th place, a 2nd and another 4th on this stage to end the rally well.
And right 5 and left 5.
And another solid performance up into 12th position now. It's going to become 11th for Sebastian Klaassen and Cindy Harding.
Results on stage 15. Rautenbach takes another victory. Fekkin matched him the whole way through. There was nothing in it. Wilken took a 3rd.
In the 2-wheel drive category, Giant Killers Henk Latergan and Barry White in the S1400 Polo still lead the overall standings ahead of Christoph and Celeste Snyders in the S1600 Polo, and Guy Bottrell and Scott van Heerden in their Toyota Runnings.
The famous soccer venue of the Peter Makabe Stadium hosts the final stage of the Polokwane Rally.
Takes the final stage ahead of Wilken. That means that Cronje moves up into 2nd again past Fekkin. Rautenbach finishes 5th fastest. And all of that means
Cronje is our 2011 rally champion. And navigator Robin Howden takes his first rally championship ever as well.
And of course, Leroy Polter and Alvin Kutsia take their 2nd rally victory of the season.
Came all good today. We led from the word go, and we've just tried to keep it there throughout the day. I say Alvin again, we had some tough calls, and we've pulled off, a good win.
What was it like from the navigator seat?
Well, you can't get a better driver than Leroy. Well done today again, once again for eight rallies in the season. He's genuinely proven to be very, very good with rallying. He's a superb driver. The roads were tough as well for today. They didn't suit the Toyotas as much in the fast speed, but we did it. Leroy did a superb job. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a hard road. It's been a really tough road, but and I'm ecstatic.
You've had your Pro Championship co-driver and now national rallies.
Yeah, it's been one of my goals for many years. I was fortunate in the off-road that I won a few championships and always wanted to do in rallying. And yeah, the opportunity came out to do this year with Mark, and I thought, well, there's good as any, and let's give it a whirl. And yeah, we had not such a hot start to the season, but it's just grown and we built and built and built, and yeah, it's come to this. So we're very chuffed.
How was your last day?
Stressful. Yeah, it was pretty stressful all the way through. We knew that we had it in the bag, but we had to put it together, and you have these little gremlins in the back of you telling you, listen, be careful of the crocodiles, all the stuff lying next to the road. But we gave it all, and I think at the end of the day the best man won there.
Celebrations for Polter and Kutsia for their 2nd victory of the year, the first time on the podium this season for Fekkin and Aris, and of course the 2nd place is enough in this rally for Cronje to be crowned provisional champion in the drivers category.
Fantastic to see the podium shared by 3 separate manufacturers to end out the season.
Indeed, and the MTN Polokwane Rally, the closest of the season, only 5.5 seconds between the top 3 crews.
Peugeot will be happy with how they ended out their season, with Latergan taking a 6th place. Classic rally for Peugeot to get themselves back up there. Ryan, a solid 7th to finish the year.
And a very happy Sazzle team as they celebrate the Drivers and Co-Drivers Championship for 2011.
In the Drivers' Championship, Mark Cronier at the top of the pile, a full 10 points ahead of Conrad Rautenbach at the end. In third place was Enzo Keane, ahead of Johnny Gimmel.
And in the Co-Drivers Championship, Robin Houghton takes it by 16 points from Guy Hodgson. Greg Godrich finishes in third. The Manufacturers' Championship this season was a hard-fought affair, but in the end, Toyota came out on top, ahead of Volkswagen by a relatively comfortable margin of almost 100 points. The Privateer 4 teams finished third, 61 points behind.
Next week, we stay with the MTN Polokwane Rally to pick up on the two-wheel drive championship.
This Polokwane